G'day, my name's Nathan Lindsell and welcome to episode number 18 of the Fine Art of Distraction. So, I'm feeling nice, smooth and groomed at the moment. I just went and saw my mate Bill at Chap's Barbershop, and I tell you what, Bill is a genius when it comes to beards. He's the only one that I trust cutting my beard. What do you reckon? I reckon it looks pretty cool. Anyway, enough talking about my grooming and all that sort of jazz. Before I get on to what I'm going to be doing today, I just want to show you the dry result of last week because it turned out amazing. Check out that. How awesome is that? Now, to me, I could imagine this hanging in a Roman palace or an Egyptian temple or something like that. Like, it just gives off that vibe. I reckon it gives off that vibe. What do you reckon? Would you want to see this hanging in a Roman palace or an Egyptian temple? What do you reckon? Let me know. But I'll tell you where it is going to be hanging. It's going to be hanging on my sister's wall. Because as soon as she saw this, she's like, I want it. And I'm like, it's yours. So I'm pretty happy that it's going to be hanging on my sister's wall. So, alrighty. So, today's episode, I'm going to do another bloom. I'm going to do a bloom swipe. Just because I'm really liking how all the cells and the lacing sort of magnify all of the colours and all that sort of jazz. So, yeah, every time I do a swipe, I'm just amazed with how it works. Like you either swipe or blow cell activator over the top of all this paint, and it's literally like watching magic. Like, because all of a sudden it's all black or white or whatever color the cell activator is, and then it just starts going and changes and morphs into something beautiful. So that's why I want to do another bloom swipe today, just because I really like them. Alrighty, so yeah, I'm gonna use my big swiping palette knife to get some crazy cells. Well, I hope I get some crazy cells and lacing. So, alrighty. So now that I've told you what I'm going to be doing today, we'll head over to the table and we'll show you the products that I'm going to be using, and then we'll get into it. All right. Thanks, guys. Alrighty then. So here's all the products that we're going to be using today. And as you can see, we've got pigments and also tube paints. The pigments that we're going to be using today are from Health of Mind Art, and the colours are Blood Red, Fanta Orange, Rich Gold, and Bermuda Blue. Now, if you guys are lucky enough to get your hands on some Health of Mind Art pigments, definitely add Bermuda Blue into your repertoire. This is an absolutely insane blue. Now, I'll open it up far enough away from my face so the dust doesn't come up, but check out that. It is awesome. And when you mix it with the pouring medium, it turns into awesome sauce. Yeah, baby, yeah. So definitely, if you get Health of Mind Art, add Bermuda Blue into your shopping cart. You won't regret it. Alrighty? Now, the tube paints that we're going to be using are from Liquitex Basics, and the colours are Phthalo Green and Dioxazine Purple. Now, for those that have seen previous episodes of mine, and I mentioned that the Phthalo range is actually my favourite range of colours, the Liquitex Phthalo Green is my top pick. That is a magnificent green. I love it. The other tube paint that we've got here is from Amsterdam, and that's Oxide Black. This Oxide Black will be used as my cell activator, which will be mixed with Aussie Floetrol 4:1. So that's 4 parts Aussie Floetrol to 1 part Oxide Black. Now, if you were to do that as a mils ratio, that is 5 mils of Oxide Black to 20 mils of Aussie Floetrol. Okay, we got that 4 to 1. The tube paints and also the pigments, would you believe I'm using the Shelee Art recipe again? And I highly recommend you guys jumping on the Shelee Art website and actually doing the Shelee Art course, because you will actually learn about her recipe and also learn about sort of her bloom technique and all that sort of jazz. So the pigments and also tube paints have been mixed with Taubmans Easy Coat in neutral and also the Sonja Gloss Varnish. Now, as I just said, they are part of the Shelee Art recipe, so I can't tell you the ratio of what I've mixed. All I can say is what's in it, and that the tube paints and the pigments are a different ratio, okay? So definitely do yourself a favor, jump on the website, do the Shelee Art course, and you will learn all about her recipe, okay? The pillow paint that I'll be using today is from British Paints, and that's Four Seasons Defense exterior in low sheen, and the color is black, okay? Now, I will be doing a swipe as my bloom, just because I actually like the cells and the lacing a little bit more with a swipe. I think it's just because I haven't got the blow sort of technique down, and I at the moment I like swiping. Okay, I've got my blowtorch here to get rid of any of the air bubbles, but then I've also got a skewer here to get rid of any of the stubborn air bubbles, because you don't want to sort of concentrate the heat too much with the blowtorch. So that's why you should always have a skewer or a toothpick on hand to get rid of any of the stubborn air bubbles. Alright guys, now that I've shown you what products we're going to be using today, I'll clear off this, we'll chuck a canvas down, then we'll chuck the pillow paint down, and we'll start blooming. Alright, thanks guys. Alrighty then, so we've got all the colours ready to rock and roll, and as you can see, the canvas is already black. The reason why it's already black is because I'm actually pouring over the top of an old canvas, and I've just painted it all black, just so it's a nice fresh canvas again. But before I actually get started, I actually just want to show you this Bermuda blue. How amazing is that? That is the nicest blue I think I've ever seen. It is stunning. So as I said, if you're lucky enough to get your hands on some Health of Mind art pigments, definitely get your hands on Bermuda blue. You won't regret it. Okay, so this is the Liquitex DIOXAZINE purple. And this is what I'm going to lay down first. Then I'm going to lay down the Bermuda blue. Then I'm going to lay down the blood red. Then I'm going to lay down the Fanta orange. Oh, there's a little bit of black in. There we go. We got him. Then we've got the Fanta orange. Then we've got the dark gold. How nice is that? Absolutely stunning. And then to finish it off, we've got the Liquitex Basics Phthalo Green. My favorite green. Alrighty. So now that I've showed you the colors, and then we've got the cell activator being black. Alright. Okay, so let me put the pillow paint down, and that's going to be black again, as I said. And then we'll start drizzling some of the colors over the top, and then we'll give it a swipe. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I'm actually going to be using some scrapings for my pillow paint. So I'm just going to strain it as I'm pouring it on. If I didn't strain that, look what would have ended up in the painting. All those goobers. Stupid me was looking for this and it was right next to me the whole time. So I could have used this to smooth it out. So let's start drizzling these. actually going to do is I'm going to do half a swipe, then half a swipe. Alright. It just starts going. 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 It just starts. It just starts. It just starts going. 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 So I've let that sort of percolate for a while and let all the cells sort of pop through. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to spin it a little bit and then I'm going to tilt it the rest of the way. Alrighty. Holy guacamole, Batman! Yee-hoo! I'm stoked with this! Yeah! Yee-hoo! This is so friggin' cool. I gotta bring you down for a close-up. This is insane! Oh my god, look at these hands! I was actually gonna wear gloves and I totally forgot. accidentally pressed stop when I was putting it back into the cradle, but oh my god, how awesome is that? This here reminds me of like, I don't know, like a dragon or something like that. I just love how it looks like dragon skin. And now this up the top here, all these big cells here, the reason why they're so big is because I stretched it out too much. But I actually really like how they actually stretched out. A lot of people don't like how the cells stretch out like that. They sort of prefer them all like this down here. I mean, so do I. But I actually really, really love all of these. And how awesome is like the multicolored cells just here. Like, how cool is that? And now I've already wiped the bottom once, but I'm going to wipe it again because, as you know, we don't want a dirty bum and we don't want a stinky bum. So, and I mean, look at that. That was just off two edges and I had already wiped the bottom. So that's how much that it actually continues to keep pulling. So yeah, look at all of that. Even that looks cool. If only I could leave that on my hand. Yeah, so that's why you have to wipe your bottom. Apart from being you don't want a stinky bum, you don't want the paint to continue to pull away because it'll actually ruin the composition that's up the top. So it's always a good idea to give it a wipe and then come back about sort of 20 minutes later, give it another wipe, and then maybe even like an hour after that. But I tell you what, I am stoked with how this turned out. Yeah! Yes! I love it! You! Again, look at these hands. When am I going to learn? Like, I literally had gloves sitting right next to me, ready to put on. What a goofball! Alrighty guys, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for joining me on this episode. I actually had a lot of fun doing this because it turned out really freaking cool. So yeah, if you liked what you saw, please give us a thumbs up. I'd really love a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I'd love it if you subscribe. And if you hit the little dark bell, that'll indicate when I upload new videos. I actually upload videos once a week. So yeah. And I'd love to see you in the live premiere chat. It's a lot of fun. If you also think any of your friends or family might like what you saw today, please share it onto them and see what they say. Anyway, guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me on this episode. This is the fine art of distraction.